Yeah, they gave him $1.5 million back to try to lure him and try to buy him.
Mm-hmm.
Travis ain't the kind of guy that could be bought. He ain't built like that. Travis is a relational young man that is built on relationships and stability, and that's what he wanted and that's what he desired. That's why he decided to ride and to stay with us. But I can't wait till they see what he's capable of doing.
There you have it, folks. Straight from Prime's mouth. He did a wide-ranging interview with Carl Reed at 247 Sports. Travis Hunter was offered $1.5 million to go to different universities or a different university than Colorado. And that's just the state of things. It really is, especially when NIL money, there's more easy transactions to go through hands legally through business. We're going to talk about the last 10 years and how it's different now than it was back then. And the position coaches, we're going to talk about the other stuff Coach Prime talked about, such as his son being poised for the moment, and also his thoughts on the Pittsburgh head coach for hating on him. But let's get into it, all right? So $1.5 million, that's the going rate for an athlete. And what I mean by that, an athlete meaning he can play multiple positions, cornerback, wide receiver, he's a top-end guy. If you remember, about a little really over 10 years ago, there was a quarterback named Cam Newton. The reports are he wanted to go to Mississippi State, but his family got involved, specifically his father, and helped him guide him to Auburn. Now, the final Auburn price was never said or confirmed or anything like that by the NCAA. But the New York Times reports that it was admitted his dad tried to shop Cam Newton to Mississippi State for $200,000. Now, looking back, that's a damn deal. You got this all-world quarterback who went on to not only win a national championship for you and a Heisman. $200,000 is a little bit low. So over the years, and again, Travis Hunter is not even a quarterback. I would think a game-changing quarterback, a Heisman-winning kind of quarterback that can transform your program just like that would go for a little bit higher than, $1.5 million. Look at the kid that just came from Chandler High in really outside of Phoenix, Arizona. He was committed to go to Ohio State, then he changed and went to Georgia, which makes me think, if I remember right, and I do, the last update I had on this, we did a few videos on where Travis could go. The teams that were interested were reported, and I'm going to talk to you about reported, were Georgia, Miami, USC. There was a Big 12 school that I know about. My source, I'm not going to give him up. I'm just going to say he's a coach on the staff of a coach that has a mullet in the Big 12. But he's going to laugh and talk bad about me and once he hears this video. But anyway, doesn't matter. They couldn't get in contact with Travis, so they were never really a big player. But it was Georgia, USC at the end of the day, and Miami is a dark horse candidate to try to get Travis Hunter from going to Colorado. I don't know where the $1.5 million offer came from, but if I had to place a money bet, if there was a money line bet on what university placed that offer to Mr. Hunter, I would think it would be Georgia. I don't know that to be sure. I don't know that to be true, but I do know Georgia just got the number one quarterback in the nation to flip from Ohio State to uncommitted to Georgia. Just saying. I don't know how you get a kid to move all the way across the country after committing to a big program. It's perplexing. However, Coach Prime explained that my man ain't really on money like that. Yeah, I could have NIL deals anywhere, but he was really honing in on the relationship aspect, and not every kid wants the dollar signs. Coach Prime's talked about that before. He wants kids that want to get to the next level and is not leading with the NIL talk. And that's not how Travis is, and that's what ended up happening. I do remember him opening up the process just to say, hey, let's see what's out there. And what was out there was $1.5 million. A little low. A little low. But he ended up going with Coach Prime. Then Coach went and talked about his son, basically saying, he's more like a baseball player. He's more even, and I think that's to his advantage. He never gets too high or too low. And if you remember, that's how Coach Saban coaches his quarterbacks. I'm SEC. I grew up in the SEC. Always watched games, especially Alabama games when they would play certain teams. And I remember AJ McCarron. AJ McCarron, if you remember, he still playing. I think he plays in the XFL now for the St. Louis team, but he played in the NFL for a number of years, and he was a fiery quarterback. I remember that in the SEC. He would make a throw, he would make a big play, he would get like so high, and everybody's just thrilled in the stadium. If you look at Nick Saban, he's looking at AJ McCarron, telling him to calm down. Please calm down. Because he knows how if you get too high, you can get too low. And that's what Coach Prime was saying. He's like, man, if you could stay in the middle, that's going to be to your advantage. And I think that's going to be a big year for him. So what I was getting at is I don't know how the draft is going to go. So if Shedeur has a good year, yeah, he's up out of there. But it's so crazy to have a player like Travis Hunter. Coach Prime's gone on just now. He's just gone from top 5 to top 3. He says Travis Hunter, top 3 pick, however you want to play him. Cornerback or wide receiver is a dual kind of guy. So he guaranteed the man going to be out of here by his junior year. So we'll see. I mean, that's a very, very high praise. And, of course, he ended with the talk on the Pittsburgh coach, which, is not worth much. They don't play each other unless they play in a bowl game. And Coach Prime did his research. He said, man, look, how'd you come to get the job at Pittsburgh? You needed to improve your team. Don't act like you never had transfers on your team. So also said he wouldn't know the man. I didn't think that was necessary, but hey, it is what it is. You mentioned that man. So I thought that was a cool story to cover. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe. And I appreciate y'all so much. Heritage Sports.